Hi everyone, Happy New Year. I thought it would be fitting for my first video of the year to be a conversation about what's going on in my mind, my dreams, my goals, my visions. I think it's good to, at the start of a new year, to get a new perspective. And while there's not much of a difference between December 31st and January 1st, I think it's good just to feel like you have a clean slate and the ability to start new. And I just want you to just close your eyes for a minute and think about the person that you want to be. I think we all have a visual of who we see ourselves being, how you want to be a better spouse, a better parent. You want to extend your education or do something you're afraid of. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to romanticize who we want to be and what we want our life to look like. But if those just stay in here, if they just stay in our mind, if they stay as romanticized visions, but we don't actually do anything daily to reach those goals, then we're just going to end up, I think, feeling very unfulfilled and unhappy. Another prompt is to take a journal or your phone and answer these questions. These are just a few questions that I asked myself, and I'm gonna share my responses. But I think it's good for you to ask yourself as well. Who do you want to be? How do you want to grow? Professionally, personally, spiritually? What are some things that you've said you always wanted to do or that are in your vision of your mind of who you want to be, but you've never done them? And lastly, what is your biggest fear? I think it's good to write down and acknowledge our biggest fear. And I'm just gonna be vulnerable. I think my biggest fear is rejection. I don't know where it stems from, but I have this fear that if I put myself fully out there, if I show the inner depths of my soul through creativity, through my paintings and through writing, and just really doing something with my business, that terrifies me because I'm afraid that people won't like it, that I'll be rejected, that nobody will read it or listen to it or watch it or whatever. And I think for years that has stopped me from fully opening up and being and doing what I feel I'm supposed to do. And so that's kind of my, I guess, overarching goal or mindset stepping into 2023 is just to walk unafraid. If I had to pick a word, it would probably be brave. So as we're answering those questions, I think it's great to have those visions in front of us. But I think we often forget that those things are attainable. We can become who we want to be, but they often are daily sacrifices, daily small things that add up to that. They're just small steps. And it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be sometimes the last thing that you want to do. It's going to be difficult. But in the end, I think when we look back, we'll be very proud of ourselves for doing those small things. So for me, how I'm keeping track of everything is this lovely new planner. And I just kind of wanted to walk you guys through it. I'll link it down below. I did get it on Amazon. And I looked for hours because I am very picky with a lot of things, but especially my planners, because I'm I'm gonna be living in this for hours in a day for the next 365 days. So it needs to be what I want it to be. I like that it is very vision, dream, goal oriented, but then also very practical, whether or not you get this planner or not. Whatever system works for you. So the first section of my planner has monthly priorities, and it has every month, and I'm just doing January. I'm just starting out with 1 month at a time because I don't know what my February priorities are yet. Read one book on personal development and then one on spiritual development. And then the next thing is to design a logo. I am a graphic designer. I design logos for people. I design websites for people. But doing your own thing is so much harder. That is my goal for January, is to design a logo. And with that will come business cards. Just being real honest with you guys. You guys are getting into the depths of my thinking, and I hope that it inspires you. The next page of my planner is going priorities specifically in different areas. So we have wellness, personal development, passions, giving back, financial, social life, profession, and work life. and I was kind of struggling a little bit with some of the categories. And one of the things is substitute teaching. I have a test on next week sometime, and I'm hoping to get my credential, whatever I need, to start substitute teaching. That way I could do it a few times a week. We're hoping to buy a house either this year or the next, so we're trying to save as much as possible, which means increasing our income. So that's one of my goals for this month as well. And then I just put down like more specifically in each category certain things. The next section of my planner is a habit tracker, which I was very excited about and looking for something specifically like this because, like I said before, I think it is the daily habits and small things that we do that really create change down the road. And so I put things that I'm not excelling in right now that I want to grow in, that are going to be a challenge for me, but are very attainable goals. So I have rise before Zion, spend time with God in the morning, exercise for 10 minutes, practice piano for 10 minutes, write for 10 minutes, design on the iPad for 10 minutes, and work on Spanish for 10 minutes. And the reason I put 10 minutes instead of 30 minutes or more is because 10 minutes is a very attainable goal. And I think it's often the starting is the part that is most challenging. For example, if you write, design on the iPad for 30 minutes. If you don't have 30 minutes to spare, you're probably not going to start. But if it's only 10 minutes, oh yeah, I have 10 minutes. And you start designing, and then next thing you know, an hour has passed, but you still made your goal. That is a lot more practical than being like, I want to write for 2 hours each day. I think it's just about starting small until it becomes a habit, and then you can spend more and more time on it. These things that I listed that I want to do for 10 minutes are things that I'm not doing very well right now, but that I've always wanted to do. For example, work on Spanish for 10 minutes. I took Spanish classes in high school. I went to Mexico twice, and when I was in high school, I could have a conversation with someone in Spanish, but now I very little can't. That's just something that I've kind of always wanted to relearn, and I downloaded an app yesterday actually, and so I've already done that for like an hour the past couple days, so I've already completed that habit. When I see myself in my head, I see myself being able to have conversations with people in different languages. I just think that's so beautiful. But why not start now, and what's stopping me? So that's the reasoning behind the Spanish. And then for piano, I learned a little bit of piano, like very little, but a little bit in high school. And my husband is an amazing pianist. I'm gonna just practice piano because when I see myself in my head, I see myself playing piano, singing. I love to sing, and that just being a means of like worship and even writing music down the line too. Like, what's stopping me? And why does it have to be in the future? Why can't it be now? And I just want to be consistent with doing it for 10 minutes each day. And then writing and designing on the iPad, those are creative things that I kind of struggle with each day. But again, just starting. Exercise for 10 minutes. I am not the best at exercising right now, but just simply going for a short walk or doing like some quick exercises in the house. So that's something I'm trying to be intentional with as well. So yeah, I'm very excited about this habit tracker. The next section in the planner is a just overview of the calendar. And we actually keep our like schedule of things that are going on in our phones, which is really helpful because we have everything categorized, and my husband and I can both see like what's going on for the day. So I know what he's doing, he knows what I'm doing, and that's just the way that works for us. So I wanted this calendar view to be specifically for my creative goals. So I have on the side, I have goals for writing, YouTube, and Instagram. So for YouTube, I want to post every 2 weeks, Instagram post once a week, and then writing, I want to aim for 2 poems a month on my blog and then 2 regular posts a month. So I kind of wanted to plan those out. That way it's more of like a set schedule and I'm keeping myself accountable. Otherwise the whole month goes by and I'm like, what did I even write this month? Nothing. And then I also put down the books that I'm going to be reading this month for spiritual growth and personal growth. For spiritual growth, I'm choosing to read The Reset by Jeremy Riddle. And then for personal growth, I downloaded the audiobook on Audible, Daring Greatly by Brené Brown. This is feeling good. I'm feeling good about this. And then lastly, for my planner, it has a daily section. And I like how it's just simple and open because that's where I'm gonna keep my to-do lists. So I already wrote my to-do list for tomorrow, Monday. I'm gonna go over my week with my husband and kind of write more of my to-do list, but that's just what I have so far. And then I like at the bottom that it has a creative focus and a mood tracker. I like that is how it's laid out. I'm really excited about this, and I'm not going to be perfect by any means, but it's about just setting these goals and working toward them. And I think it's very important to make it in a place that you can see often, because when it becomes mid-year or end of the year and you're kind of losing your stride a little bit, you can be reminded of who you wanted to be, how you wanted to grow, etc. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to bring you guys into my world a little bit, into my thought processes, and into my very sacred planner that I'm going to dive into this year. I hope that it encourages you in some way and inspires you to think about these things for yourself as well and for your life. If you haven't checked out our website, creativefreedom.com, be sure to do so. I have a blog on there as well as some merch and other products that we've handmade for sale. So check that out. It will be linked down in the description. Again, I will link my planner on there as well and any other thing that I think will be helpful for you. Thank you guys so much for watching and for your support. I hope you truly have the best 2023 that you can possibly have. I'll see you next time. Bye.